Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged.
Hey guys, how is everybody doing? It's been a minute. It has been a minute, probably like 2 weeks, I think. I don't even think we didn't even do our members only live because it was Memorial Day. So I'll actually probably do that this Monday. The 9th, we'll probably do the members only live this Monday coming up because yeah, we totally missed it. It was a holiday and everybody was off doing their own thing. Hey, how you doing, Dag Burns? Crazy mother. That screen name was always wild. Hey, Marie. Hey, Sadie. Hey, Bella. Big Plants, Little City. JB. Dog Mom 2. Hey, Michelle. Slam. Christopher Campbell. How you doing? Justice for Kilo. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Donna. Hey, Susie Mac. Hey, Sandra. Hey there, Beauty for Ashes. Hey, Dawn. How you guys doing? 1:40 in Wales. That's so crazy. It's 7:40 here in Texas. That's wild. So wild. Time differences are crazy. Hey, Christine. Hey there, Deb. How you doing? There hasn't really been too much in the actual Idaho case that we can discuss. That's not just like, hey there, Pamola. I don't want to say your name wrong. Hey, how you doing? There's not really a lot of new stuff right now because everything that they are doing is like sealed up, or it's just some sort of like motion to seal, order to seal. So because it's an order and an approval, it's not giving us any information. So I'm going to show you guys the thing that we have when it comes to the case summary, and then I'm going to show you this new order. This new order is really confusing. It might not be confusing. It feels sort of confusing. It looks like it might be the records becoming unsealed just for a special purpose, which might be the special prosecutor that's investigating the gag order leak. But there was nothing that like came before this. So I'm guessing because the access granting, accessing the sealed document, that order is sealed. We're not going to even see the asking document for it. So yeah, that makes sense. But I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second so that we can get caught up on all the documents. And then I'm going to show you guys something that JLR posted. I don't know where he's getting this information. I know he talks to Steve and them. So I guess maybe that's where he's getting it. I'm not seeing the names that he's mentioning literally anywhere. There's no documents on the public site that have these people's names, but he's dropping names of people that are apparently getting subpoenas that have now filed to have the subpoenas quashed the way that Bethany tried to do. And again, I'm not seeing where he's getting the information. I don't have the documents on the public interest site. I'm going to show you guys the ones that are on there. So again, he must be getting it from maybe the Goncalveses that are getting it from Shannon, that are getting it from who knows who really honestly knows. We're going to figure all that out. Hey there, Silo. Hey, Marcy from Idaho. Your state's crazy. My state's crazy too. I feel you. It's okay. Hey there, Danielle. How you doing? Hey, Rose. Missing in America. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Gail. Hey, Vicky. Yeah, are you anywhere near the crazy spot that's happening right now? Because there's also a manhunt in Washington. I'm actually really disappointed in YouTube. I don't know why YouTube is suppressing my videos on this case specifically. I thought that maybe it was because I was gone for like almost 2 weeks, but the videos that I posted like in between, like sprinkles, did pretty okay for the fact that I've been out of the algorithm for quite a while. But the videos that I keep posting on this Travis Decker guy who took out his 3 little babies, like 9, 8, and 5, 9, 7, and 5, 3 little bitty baby girls in a campground, and he's out missing, ex-Afghan vet with extensive military training. They don't know if he has a weapon or not. He's a survivalist. He's scary. He's armed. Even if he's not armed, he's still considered armed and dangerous, okay? The little girls were found with their hands zip-tied, bags on their heads. He's on the run. YouTube is not pushing those videos out for some reason. The videos for this and the videos for the kids missing in Nova Scotia, Lily and Jack, normal running. For some reason, YouTube is like suppressing those videos, and it's an urgent situation. Like the people in that area need to have this man's mini chameleon faces in their mind whenever they're out and about because he's dangerous. 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 So I don't know why it's doing that. Not happy about that. So y'all be careful, because there's a crazy person that might be a little crazy running around that did horrible things, and they're trying to find him. Now, he could have snapped, but that doesn't mean that he's safe to approach. If the snap is over, it doesn't matter. Stay safe. Stay extremely safe, because they're really calling for like 5 certain counties to be extremely vigilant. I would go and do some Googling. New York City, I can imagine so. I've heard that since the beginning of time. It's very dark. It's very sad. I don't really even know what to think. It's very screwed up. Hey there, Tara. How you doing? Hey, Ginger. Some prison stuff. Dang. No idea what's going on in Idaho when it comes to military operations. There is no freaking telling. It's been about 2 weeks. Yeah, been a minute. Okay, see, the sighting in McCall, Idaho wasn't real. The sighting in McCall, Idaho, they actually came out this morning on like all of the mainstream reports and like revoked that. So the Ring camera stuff that has been going around with that whole like Idaho sighting, that Ring camera is actually from right before the event took place. And I guess it goes along with the same day of the like still photos that they have of him now in the white shirt and the blue shorts and the black hair. I'm guessing that's what that's all about. It had nothing to do with Idaho, because again, they've come back and retracted that. And now they're saying that that Ring cam footage came from the local police department. And it was right before the event. So everything's wild. Everything's wild. Okay. I'm going to show you guys, if I can get this to open right. I'm going to show you guys the public interest site so that you can see why there hasn't really been a lot to really talk about. Now, I mean, I have different subjects of things, like different questions that I have about the case, different scenarios that I still want to talk about, different things like Linda Lane timestamps with the stuff that we now have in the documents. That's something that I've been wanting to do that we haven't done yet. I need to finish the interview with Daniel and Steve because I haven't finished reviewing the last half of it. There's lots of things that I still need to catch up on. But when it comes to the facts, the documents, there's not really a lot that we can discuss because it's all, again, it's orders to seal after motions to seal. That's pretty much it. The last time that we even went through, let me fix this. It always moves this. I don't know why it does this to me all the time. Okay. The last time that we went through and actually read anything, it was about the notice of compliance for the information regarding the leak being submitted. Was this it right here? Yeah, the information for the in-camera review. Yeah, this is pretty much the last time we had a real document come out. Everything else has been a bunch of really like nothing because it's all sealed. Whatever they're objecting to, it's all sealed. Whatever this evidence is all about, it's all sealed. Whatever all this is, it's all sealed. The witness list, everything is all sealed. Now, we had this order pop up. And this was about the questionnaires and how the counsel and the defendant were going to be the only ones allowed to watch this distribution of the questionnaire process because they're claiming that there just wasn't enough space in the courtroom in order for like everybody to be there. Okay, that's fine. I don't really. Okay. So then we had the notice of hearing. This is the one that we talked about in the community tab the other day because we already knew that the alt perpetrator hearing was going to be coming up because the defense had a certain time frame in order to submit more information on their alternate perpetrators, and then the state had to have a chance to respond, and then there was going to be a hearing. Well, now, since the defense has filed their motion to continue because of the gag order leak, and again, there's more information when it comes to the Constitution and other things in the Idaho rules that they're calling for when it comes to this motion to continue, which again is something else we need to catch up on. And honestly, I feel like we have time. It's 6/5. The hearing is until the 18th. We might actually have time to get that done and over with. I'll try to work on that this weekend, getting that one done. But that was interesting because all of a sudden they're going to be heard together. And of course, we're not going to be able to hear anything when it comes to the alternate perpetrator information. But I'm going to assume that when it says not sealed, that means it'll be streaming. So I'm going to just go ahead and plan for me to have a stream open for there to be a hearing stream on June the 18th. I don't see why it wouldn't be. 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Michelle. Congratulations for those of you who get those. And just again, in case you missed it, I did not do the members only live this past time that we were supposed to do it because it was technically like a holiday. It was technically a holiday. So we're going to go ahead and do it the 9th. I'm going to write it down on a Post-it if I can find my Post-its. They should be right in front of me, right here. I'll write it down on a Post-it right now and put it on my computer so I can remember. I should have rescheduled that already. Members live. Monday. 6, 9. And we'll do it at 7:30. 7:35-ish. Zelda, she's in the living room because my dad's here and she likes to torture his dog. My dad has this adopted. It's actually my dad's dog's, like, I guess they call it a gotcha day whenever, like, ours are adopted too. I just didn't know what you called it. It's Alaska's 3 years of like adoption, his little thing today. So, and dad's been up here. Well, he was here for like a few weeks. And then we went down for my little nephew's first birthday party. And then he's back again. But Zelda has been trying to get Alaska to love her. So Zelda goes up and she taps his butt and he gets angry. He's not going to do anything to her. He never does. But he's just like old and crotchety. He's like almost 12, I guess. He's almost 12. And he loves being around my other dogs. Like Lily, the girl dog, took forever. It took forever for him to like let her come around him. He acts hard to get is really what it is. He acts hard to get, but it's all a big play. It's all a big play. And he's like the most biggest, jealous little football. And he does this circus thing where he gets up on his hind legs, but she stays in there whenever dad's here with the dog because she's constantly trying to get Alaska to be around her. And the second that she gets like a little bit close, he'll go to like the other side of the couch. He pretends like he doesn't like her, but whenever we're not around, I see in the camera that he's like all over her. Like they're together on the couch the whole time that we're not home. So it's all a big game. Yeah, it's all a big game. It's all crazy. I'll go bring her in here later though. I saw something about okay, right here. I was interested in your thoughts why the self-authentication document from the state. They have 2 DoorDash receipts entered for evidence. We know of one, but why? Hey, I wish I had your email. I really want to show you what I did with what you sent me. I wish I had your email. I really want to show you this. I'm glad you're here. Okay. When it comes to the self-authenticating document for the DoorDash, I didn't know there was more than one. Let me write that on a Post-it. We'll get back to that in a second. I could have sworn that there was just Ethan's. And we were confused because they've been claiming this whole time that it was about Xana and it was just Ethan's DoorDash. And the defense stated there was nothing for Xana submitted whatsoever. Where can I put this where I'm going to see it? I guess right here. We'll open that up at the end. Well, in a second here. Because I'm interested if there is another one. We only saw the one. Okay. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. So this is what I'm showing you. There hasn't really been anything to talk about. There really hasn't been anything to talk about. Everything is just jury information, sealed. We're not allowed to see any of it. So then we get to this order, and this order is just weird. This is the one that came out today. And again, because of like the rules that are being talked about in here, people are just assuming that it has to do with the special prosecutor. I'm going to go ahead and like look these up and like show them to you as we're going. And then I'm going to show you the stuff that JLR posted about the people that are apparently being subpoenaed. But let me show you what this says. This says, as of today, this is today, right? 6/5/2025, the order granting access to sealed records dated June 5th, 2025, today, is sealed pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1. So let's go read what that one is. Okay, 32G1. So this is A. We got to go all the way down. G1. Documents. Okay, G is court records exempt from disclosure, which is the sealed stuff. Okay, except as provided in paragraph H of this rule, court records specified below are exempt from disclosure. Any willful or intentional disclosure or accessing of a sealed shielded, or exempt court record not otherwise authorized under this rule may be treated as a contempt of court. And it says 1 is documents and records to which access is otherwise restricted by state or federal law, which, sealed document. Let's see what the next one was. 32I. Okay. Just 32I, just by its actual self. 32I3. Okay, I3. Okay. So let's go to I. Did I just pass it literally just now? No, that's 9. Dang, G has lots. Okay, I is redaction and sealing of court records. And I feel like it's going to be the exact same premise, honestly. Now we go down to 3. Orders to seal, to redact or seal, consistent with the presumption in these rules of public access to information. When entering an order, redacting or sealing records in a case file, a court must fashion the least restrictive exception from disclosure and provide the reason for the redaction or sealing. Okay, so that's just basic whatever. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why people think that this is for the special prosecutor. A lot of people in the comments are saying that. I was assuming it was based on the rules here that they're looking at, but I don't really know. Okay, so then we have Idaho Code Administrative Rule 32. Okay, we did 32 GI, then we have 32 I3, A4 and 6. What? ICAR. Okay, they're missing something here, I feel like. Maybe not. Okay, so then okay. No, we have 3. Okay, so then 3's right here. That's what we just read. Right here. So this is 3A. And then 4 and 6. Do what now? Okay, so 4 and A is the records contain facts or statements that could compromise the security of judicial branch personnel, property, or sealed or exempt court records maintained by the judicial branch. Okay, and then 6 says that it is necessary to temporarily... Okay, so this is just your basic rules for regular stuff. There's nothing... Okay, see, I'm glad I looked because I really am trying to figure out what people are talking about. Because I got some comments and they're like, it has to be the special prosecutor. And honestly, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me if it is the special prosecutor, but I expected there to be something specific in what they were looking at. So... Okay, chapter 11. Title 19, chapter 11. And there's just 1,000 things. But it has to, okay, so it has to do with the grand jury. There's a little bit more specific information right there. So, Idaho Code, Title 19, chapter 11, has to do with powers and duties of the grand jury. So I'm going to assume that means that somebody asked for the grand jury records and they were finally given the complete record. Does that sound about right? Let me know in the comments if that sounds like that might be what's happening here. Because that's the only thing that's coming up with anything specific. All this right here is your regular schmegular rules for sealing, it seems. I mean, it looks like the same stuff we've always seen. And this right here is specific to the grand jury. Now, it doesn't say what portion, right? I'm guessing your wow means that sounds like that's about right. It does. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like they finally did get some grand jury information. Now, there was bits and pieces, I guess, of interviews. Well, the transcript, I guess. The transcript is something that we've already known. I'm pretty sure that Ann Taylor, the defense team, has had because they've given us, the defense team is the one that's given us pieces of Dylan and Bethany's interview. So... it does seem like finally something with the grand jury finally was released. But if you look at the case summary, there's nothing that led up to that. There's literally nothing that led up to that at all. You go all the way back up here to the 23rd. And it just is just this. Notice of hearing, jury instruction, stipulated jury instruction. 23rd supplemental request for discovery, which we've gone over too. It's just, yeah. Oh, and okay. So then we do have a document about the media seating. I guess we'll go over. But yeah, as you can see, like we have an order for sealing the access to the sealed records, and that was it. So I wonder, actually, maybe they're having to pull the grand jury transcripts for the special prosecutor for the leak investigation because information from the gag order got leaked. Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. They haven't admitted anything. Hippler put the blame on the state. In the documents itself, it says in the state's document that someone who was law enforcement or worked in the prosecutor's office or in that area on that side of the camp is responsible for it, which is why the defense is now coming out and trying to use it to their advantage because the state's the one technically responsible, according to what they're trying to say. But yeah, that's honestly it. That's literally it when it comes to like actual new information. Now, what I wanted to show you guys was something that old JLR has on his Twitter, okay? And yes, I know he sucks. I know. But I want to show you this because he's got some names on here. And again, I just showed y'all all the paperwork over here, okay? There is no list of people that have gotten subpoenas, not even on this, even on here. When we have seen subpoenas be issued before, when the experts were getting sent subpoenas, we saw them on the case summary. We haven't seen any subpoenas at all on this, okay? So let's just keep that in mind when we look at this, but I still find this extremely interesting, okay? This is number 3. He's posted 3. This is the third one that I saw. It's just the first one that pops up. If you don't know how Twitter works, the newest is the first thing you see whenever you're scrolling. This is apparently DeSales professor Michelle Bulger, who was subpoenaed to testify in the upcoming trial. How does he know this? How does he know that she has a subpoena? There's no document. There's no document. Okay. Then we have, see, and he also said this, prosecution has subpoenaed numerous people in Pennsylvania. Is he getting information he's not supposed to be getting from somewhere? I mean, if the families know that people are being subpoenaed, that's fine. But he's got like specifics and he's not supposed to have this information. Even Steve isn't supposed to have this kind of specifics. Honestly. Now, he's even claiming here that there are several of them that have filed motions to quash the subpoenas. Again, the same way that Bethany Funk did. And that there's apparently a hearing about this on June the 30th. So we're going to keep an eye out and we're going to look and see if anything gets posted about there being a hearing on June the 30th. Because as of now, we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that on the case summary either. So, I don't know. And then, this is like this is the second one he posted. Bryan Kohberger's former Pleasant Valley teacher, Ann Parham, has been called to testify against him at trial. So this is something else that he knows and even knows against Bryan. So that's interesting too. And I think there was one more. Okay. I don't know. Oh, actually didn't see this one before. I don't know. I didn't see this one. I could have sworn there was another one. Okay. Ralph Vetio will be testifying against Bryan Kohberger at trial. He is the president of Kernodle Auto Sales. He sold Kohberger the white Hyundai Elantra. I thought Kohberger got that white Hyundai Elantra from his mama. Like, I could have sworn that her name was like the owner and then it transferred to him. Maybe. I'm not really quite sure. But testifying against Bryan Kohberger just to say, yeah, he bought the car from me isn't testifying against Bryan Kohberger. Being on the stand and saying, yes, I taught him at this school is not testifying against Bryan Kohberger. It's just that the state must be the ones who are calling the people that are testifying against him. Because you're not saying anything negative about somebody by saying that they bought something from you unless you're dealing stuff on the streets. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, this is the last one that I saw. I don't know. I didn't see this one. Okay. This is the first one this is the first one that I guess he posted, but the last one that I saw. Prosecution has summoned Jesse Harris to testify during Bryan Kohberger's upcoming trial. Kohberger boxed in his gym. He's going to testify about Kohberger's physical fitness, and apparently he went to that location back in 2023. I didn't watch the video. I guess I might go watch the video just to see what's going on with the location itself. But that's 4 people. That's 4 people that are just lay witnesses. How does he have this information? That's an owner of a gym. That's the person that had the car dealership. That's a teacher from a school back whenever he was way, way, way young. And then a teacher from his old college. How is he allowed to know this information? I don't understand. I mean, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But how does he have these names? I don't understand how he has these names. Big time. Big time. Where's the information? Because nothing's on the public interest site. So I don't know who the Ralph people are. Ralph Machio from the show, yeah. Right? Let's get all those people over her. I feel like it would be a leak, right? Because it's not public information. It's not out here. It's not out here for us to see. I don't know. I don't understand. Hey there, Lady J. Oh, yeah, that's true. I need to look at that document real quick. I'm going to go back and read that document. It's reserved seats only, for one. And then the media has to do like their own thing. Oh, thank you, Noelle, $9.99. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jules, for helping us understand. I'm trying to understand too, because that one was very strangely worded. Very strangely worded. I am Bojo. Where are you seeing this? Home Skillato? Where are you seeing it? I know. I'm really wondering if he's going to be testifying again, because he got quiet, was supposed to testify for the prelim. All of that got ixnayed, and then he went over on Truth and Transparency and like some other idiot's channel. Okay. And then that was it. He went quiet again. So I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Bluebird. How you feeling? How you doing? A lot of people think it's intentional. Like, a lot of people really feel like the state is trying to get this thrown out in any way, shape, or form, so that the fact that they literally have nothing and that they've done all this for nothing doesn't actually get exposed, like, for real. Which I think at this point it's kind of like already like a donezo situation, in my opinion. I mean, apparently G's talking to this I am Bojo person too, because they're popping out names that I don't know about where they're getting the information from. Unless they're getting it from the court a day ahead of time. Because I know that some people do have, at least in the past, gotten it like 24 hours ahead of it being posted to the public interest site. But it's not on the case summary either. And these are very specific names. Yeah, I know. Probably the same one writing a book. I wish that somebody in his camp would talk. It's interesting that none of them have, good nor bad. It's really quite interesting. They've all been real quiet. Thank you for the 5, Moto Man Max. These witnesses seem like the prosecution is reaching really far with these kinds of witnesses. Feels a little weak. I mean, it's like they're trying to have quantity over quality. Because again, what is the dude at the car dealership going to say? Yeah, he's the guy who bought the car and signed the auto loan paperwork. That's not technically against, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a statement. It's just a statement of fact. I know. I mean, how can you trust somebody who sued themselves? It's wild. The Pennsylvania site? I can look. Holy crap. Holy crap. It looks like there is. So what I'll probably end up doing, because this looks like new stuff, is clip this and repost it probably in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Jenna James. Hey there, Bobby J. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so frippin' glad. Somebody said something. They are here. Why are they here? Because they're people in Pennsylvania? I'm guessing. Oh, hold on. Let me get this fixed. Well, I'm good. I'm glad that we have some like real stuff to talk about. Oh, you know what? You stupid thing. Okay, here we go. Okay. So let's just start opening stuff. Holy crap. The Pennsylvania site, though? You would think that it would still be on the Idaho site simply because it's an Idaho case. I know. I know. Maybe because they arrested him there? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe so. I know. Mine all every day. I talk about, like, I think of this case all the time, trying to think of scenarios and what could mean what and what actually fits where. Okay, because they're Pennsylvania people. They're probably trying to quash it, not even just seriously because they maybe just like don't want to, but maybe because it's all the way across the country. Ain't nobody paying that. Maybe that's what that is. Okay, June 5th, 2025 scheduling order. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay, scheduling a hearing for petition for summons for Ann Parham. Okay, so this would be, I guess I'll pull up the picture. That would be for this person. Oh, no, someone said they were on the Pennsylvania site. I'm guessing that it was like the same one because you had all the names. Okay, yep, all Pennsylvania people. Okay, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, where are you seeing all this stuff? You're beating me to all of this. Okay, we're on it. We're on it. We're on it. We're on it. Okay, this is Anne. Let me close this one right here. Okay, so this one right here is for her to be there. A hearing on the petition shall be held on June 30th at 9 o'clock in the courtroom in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. This is about her not wanting to go to court. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what this is about. Her not wanting to go. And it's basically the exact same thing for everybody. Okay, so this one is for Ann Parham. This one is for Brandon Andreola. I don't know who he is, what his affiliation is about. I'm sure somebody will pop it up here eventually somewhere on the interwebs. The next one is for Jesse Harris. I think that JLR already said who that person was. Okay, Jesse Harris is the gym owner. So then we have, is there another one? Okay, Maggie Sanders. Okay, this is the Maggie person that somebody said in the chat. I think it was the I Am Bojo said that there was a Maggie person and they weren't sure who that is. I've never heard of Maggie Sanders either. Never heard of Maggie Sanders either. Do we know if there's a live stream for Pennsylvania? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to try to find out, but probably not. It'd be kind of cool, though, if Idaho, like, made them stream it because it's part of this, but they probably won't. I mean, honestly, I don't really even care to hear it now that I'm thinking about it because it's not going to have case evidence. This is just going to be these people wanting to talk about why they don't want to go. So I guess it's like neither here nor there. Okay, then Ralph Vetio is the other one. Okay, I'm going to put this in here for you guys in case you guys want to go and view that. I know, me too. Hey, Tiff. Is this her not wanting to go for the state or the defense? Oh, you know what? Let me go back and look at this part. Okay. So it's just the 5. Okay, they have the full petitions here. So I guess we'll start with Vetio. And this is just, let's see, upon consideration of the petition for summons directing witness Ralph Vetio to attend and testify in out-of-state criminal proceedings filed in the above captioned matter is hereby ordered. I'm trying to see where it says like who he's supposed to be testifying for. Okay, and now this blank day of blank, blah, blah, blah. Following a hearing held pursuant to this rule in Pennsylvania, in the above captioned matter, the court finds as follows. Ralph Vetio is a material and necessary witness in a criminal proceeding pending before the district court for the 4th Judicial District of the state of Idaho. Compelling the attendance and testimony of Ralph Vetio will not cause undue hardship to him. The laws of the state of Idaho, where the prosecution is pending, and of any other state through which Ralph Vetio may be required to pass by ordinary course of travel, provide protection to him from arrest and from the service of civil or criminal process while traveling to, attending, and returning from the proceeding. For these reasons, it is hereby ordered as follows. A summons shall issue with a copy of the certificate issued by the Honorable Stephen Hippler of the District Court for the 4th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, pursuant to 42 PACS 5963 attached, directing Ralph Vetio to attend and testify in the criminal proceeding pending in the State of Idaho on the dates of trial, which begins August 11th and ends November 7th, with the specific date to be communicated to Ralph Vetio by the court. It does not say so far who he's supposed to be testifying for. Okay, let's see what this part says. Respectfully request that this court schedule a hearing and subsequently issue a summons compelling Ralph Vetio to testify in an out-of-state criminal proceeding, and in support of this request averse as follows. Petitioner, the undersigned has been retained as local counsel by the firm of Ann Taylor Law in its capacity as counsel for Bryan C. Kohberger in a criminal proceeding pending in the District Court of the 4th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, County of Ada, captioned State of Idaho v. Bryan C. Kohberger and bearing the docket number. The trial is scheduled to take place August 11th, 2025. Okay, well, who are they testifying with? Lily, you moved my camera, broskies. Judge Stephen Hippler of the District Court for the 4th Judicial District of the State of Idaho has issued a subpoena commanding the appearance and testimony at trial of Ralph Vetio, who lives, works, or does business in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, pursuant to 42. Really? It doesn't say. Okay. A criminal proceeding is pending in the District Court for the 4th Judicial District of the State of Idaho. Ralph Vetio is a material witness in that proceeding. For what side? The presence of Ralph Vetio is required as a witness in this proceeding for a specified number of days, and he will be protected from arrest, blah, blah, blah. It all says the exact same thing. It doesn't say. Did I miss something? I don't know if I missed something here, but I'm not seeing exactly where it said that it was going to be for the defense or the state. Yeah, where the frick is Willie? Willie would know who these people are. He needs to go live on his channel and tell us who these peeps is. Hey, Danny. Hey, Miller Time. How you doing? Hey, Vibrations. How you doing? Idaho jail nurse. Huh? Bad hair bandit. I don't know who you're talking about. I have no idea. Yeah, it says, yeah, I guess if Ann Taylor is getting him an attorney, I guess that means that he's working for the defense, that he's testifying for the defense. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Let's open Parham's because directing witness. What's the wording here? Same wording. Okay, so no, that's all of them. Hold on. Oh, Boomer's over there snoring. I'm about to have to go wake him up. Okay. So here's the one for Anne. Let's see what it says down here when it comes to if it says Ann Taylor's name or not anywhere. Yeah. This one says Ann Taylor's name too. Petitioner, the undersigned, has been retained as local counsel by the firm of Ann Taylor in its capacity. Da, da, da. So she's for the defense too? Is that what that's stating? That that's for the defense? Like if it says that, why will it not let me, like, I guess will it let me highlight? If it says this, the undersigned has been retained as local counsel by the firm of Ann Taylor in its capacity as counsel for Bryan Kohberger. Does that mean that they are defense witness? I'm going to assume, yeah. Thank you for the $10 super sticker, Gina. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I would assume that's what that means. So is JLR trying to say that these people are going to be testifying against him? Okay, so JLR for Jesse Harris says prosecution has summoned Jesse Harris. Let's see what Jesse Harris's actually says. Because if it says that William Thompson hired the attorney, then that makes more sense. Right? No, look, this one right here. This one says that Ann Taylor got him the lawyer. So does that mean that JLR has it wrong? Of course. Not shocking if that is the truth. But these all have Ann Taylor's name on it. So where is he getting in any of this information that these people are testifying against him or being summoned by the prosecution, like he's saying? Because I'm not seeing anything in any of these documents. And no, these people are not going to go and look. They're just going to take his word to testify against him at trial. Well, we saw Ann's. And Ann's doesn't say that she's being called by the prosecution. It's very confusing. Oh, he's a neighbor? The Ralph Vetio is a neighbor? What did JLR say about that guy? He had said something about a car guy. Yeah, he's saying that Ralph Vetio is the president of the Kernodle Auto Sales where the white Hyundai Elantra came from. But that's confusing to me because I could have sworn that the thing for the Hyundai Elantra said that he got the car from his mama. Thank you for the $5, Danny. I'm drinking some on you right now. Look, this is my son's little cup. Look how cute. I don't even know what this is. It's just cute. And it feels funny. So I don't know. Girl, I don't know. I know. I know he's full of poop. I'm aware. So I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out too. Me too. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, I know. But I'm trying to figure out what all of this is because he's over here. Oh, all these people are going to testify against Bryan, which again, a man sitting there on the stand and saying, yeah, he bought the car from my dealership is not testifying against somebody. It's not testifying against somebody. You're just giving them a statement of fact of a experience that you shared together. It's not against anything. Okay, let's continue to look at these. Let's look at Sanders. Maggie Sanders. Anybody have any idea who Maggie Sanders is? Thanks for joining, Sadie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a members only live on Monday. I'll do a thingy. Maybe Ann Taylor got a lawyer for the disposition. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Ann Taylor's office is hiring local attorneys, like the local attorneys or whatever, for the Pennsylvania people, does that not like lead you to believe that it's because they are defense witnesses and that's why the defense is paying for their Pennsylvania representation? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. That makes common sense to me. Because we've gone through all of these. And I've not seen a single thing that says that they are a witness for what side. The only thing that gives us any sort of indication to anything is this right here about how Ann Taylor's law firm is the one that's dealing with retaining local counsel for the people being petitioned. So I would have just assumed. I would just assume that that means I will let you make it on believing WSU Kim or not, because there's a lot of on the fence with that one. But Dot came out herself and told everyone that she was a fraud. She came out herself and told everyone her real name was Braden and that this was not the first true crime case that she's come out and pretended to be somebody. So just so you have all the facts, those videos are out there. Just so you know. So yeah, I don't know what else to really like think with these, because it doesn't say. It just says that his team is the one hiring local counsel for these people that are being subpoenaed. Let's look at Andreola. Anybody know who the frick frack that is? I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Her face like slipped on a live on TikTok and people that were in the chat instantly recognized who she was. I don't know their like birth name, but they are either trans or something like that. They dress like a male and go by the name Braden. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. I mean, I guess, but I really freaking thought that his mom had the car before him. I'm going to have to go back and look because I really thought that that's what that was. Yeah. I just don't even know. I don't really even know, like, what's the point of the exaggerated things happening here, honestly. Okay, this is interesting because this has two different people's names on it. So this has Brandon Andreola, a summons for Brandon Andreola, but then states that it's actually for Michelle Bolger, which would be this younger lady here that he also claims is, you know, coming in to testify. So is it for Brandon or is it for Michelle? Hilarious. We were just talking about a girl who goes by a boy name and dresses like a boy. And now we have a boy and a girl mixed up here on the subpoena, you know, just the irony and the convenience. Who are these people? Who are these people? Well, I mean, we know from what JLR posted that this is Michelle. You know, Michelle is that lady. But who the frick is Brandon Andreola? So we have this Brandon Andreola person, and we have a Maggie lady that nobody knows what their affiliations are. Montgomery, McCracken, Walker, and Rhodes. That must be the attorney's office that Ann Taylor's people put together. Yeah, again, they're basically the exact same document over and over again. All they did was change the name. Okay, so this is an ex parte sealed certificate. Okay, now we get the actual... Okay, this is where we might actually get the information. pursuant to Idaho Code, blah, 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 and after considering the motion of the defendant in the affidavit of Eliza Masoth, the District Court of the 4th Judicial District of the State of Idaho in and for the County of Ada, being otherwise fully advised, hereby certifies as follows. The 4th District Court in Ada County is constitutionally and statutorily a court of record in the state of Idaho. There is a criminal proceeding pending before this court at case number The defendant in this case is charged with 4 counts of murder in the first degree, 1 count of burglary, and I am the judge assigned to preside over the trial scheduled to begin August 11th. Brandon Andreola, a person within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, is a material witness in the case for the defendant. For the reasons stated in the affidavit of Eliza Masoth, the presence of Brandon... Okay, Eliza Masoth is the one asking this person to be there. This is a defense witness. And this person has to be here for 2 days. Be there for 2 days. What's Exhibit B? Oh my God, their freaking addresses. I'm going to have to be careful because their addresses are on here. I'm not trying to dox people just because their information is on this freaking... Wow. His whole ass address, bro. Unbelievable. Oh my frippin' Jeebus. I cannot believe that. Holy crap. Okay, let me see if they all do this. Frick. I cannot believe that. Okay. So I'm going to assume, since they're all copy and paste, that Eliza Masoth probably wrote all of them. I'm going to go as fast as I can. Shit. Okay, these addresses are just like right there. Okay, hold on. Who wrote this one? The one for Jesse Harris was written by Ann Taylor. His presence was requested by Ann Taylor. So where is the one that he posted about Jesse Harris? I'm about to... Y'all are about to watch me do what I normally do here. I'm about to call JLR out for being stupid. Because he is saying that the prosecution is the one who wants him I constantly have to tell him how freaking wrong and dumb he is. Constantly. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, Ann Taylor's on this one. Okay. I cannot believe their addresses are just popped every freaking where. Okay, that was Harris. Then we had Sanders. Let's look back again at Andreola. I can't show y'all the address. Give me a second. I'm trying to protect everything as much as I can on a live. Jesus Christ, I can't believe they did that. Eliza Masoth. Okay, so another one. Parham. Unbelievable. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I would be throwing the biggest fit knowing that my address was out here like that. Oh my God. Okay. For Ann Parham, again, Eliza Masoth. I guess I got to do this now. I don't understand, JLR. It's really not hard just to put the truthful information out there. It's not. No, do not like it. It's not hard. It's really not. Like, my freaking 7-year-old can come in here and probably understand and comprehend this stuff better than him. But the problem that I have is that he's out here doing this bullshit on purpose because he has an agenda with the people that he talks to do what he does by lying about things. So, you know, nothing surprises me or shocks me with him anymore. Okay, again, Maggie Sanders, whoever this Maggie person is, coming in for the defense. The defense wants Maggie. And Vetio, I think we went through that one already, right? Maybe not. Gotta go fast so y'all don't see anything crazy. Okay. Eliza. Every single one of these were summoned over by the defense. So JLR is out there lying and saying that the prosecution summoned all these people and that all these people are going to be testifying against Bryan Kohberger. Not a single one of these people were summoned by the state. Not according to the documents. Not according to the documents. I don't understand why he does this. It's really not hard to just be honest. I mean, all you're supposed to do is go in and get the facts and regurgitate them as verbatim as you possibly can. And whenever something is in text that you can take a screenshot of, or you can copy the text itself and then paste it, why lie whenever the information is within fingertips? I didn't even have to go looking for it myself. Somebody in the chat said, go look at Pennsylvania. Lo and behold, it's on there. And there's no login or nothing. It's just like Idaho. You just go to it as a matter of fact, so that everyone in the chat right now has this freaking website. And I will put it in the description box whenever I'm done. There's the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania website where all of the documents are. And for any of you that are in here that maybe don't have the current case of interest website information, I'm going to throw that one at you right now too. Because the more people that know where to go, the less idiots like JLR will have people just blindly following without getting the facts. I can't believe he's just sitting there saying all that crap. Agree, RV. How you doing? Very much agree. I saw Alf in here too. How you doing? Your hunch was right about which one? That he was wrong? Was that your hunch? I wish that his massive amount of followers knew who he really was. Hey there, Brandy. I mean, I just don't understand why come out and lie. Read the document. If you read the entire document, because like we didn't know where it was really going until we got to the very end, until we got to the final attachment, and it says who wrote the affidavit. They're not going to be writing affidavits for people to come over here and testify at trial for the state's witnesses. Just like I'm not expecting anybody that's going to be testifying for the defense to have anything signed by Bill Thompson or Jennings. You know what I mean? So why not just go in there and be honest? Just go in there and be honest. Again, you're sitting there saying somebody's coming in to testify against Bryan Kohberger that just worked at the car dealership. What is that against? That's not against. That's just a statement. Stupid. I know. The truth seekers. Eventually. I don't know how he hides it so well. He's got a book on Amazon and everything. He really does. It's wild. You caught me, Canadian cat lady, but only for a few minutes because I'm almost done. I'm going to have to go in and see. Actually, somebody said there was a Fox article that gives information about these witnesses. Kohberger witnesses. Let me see if I can find anything. Okay. Fox News is coming out and saying that these are key figures from his childhood. Let me see what this will say. Can you see all the text, or we're going to have to move it? Of course, I'm going to have to move it. Always have to manipulate it just a little bit to get it to work right. Okay. Let's read this now. Hopefully y'all can see that. I try to just make it big enough for y'all to be able to see. And then every time I try to maneuver it a little bit, I need to find a different program because this is just stupid. Okay, you know what? You think my cup is a koala? I guess you could be right. I know we went somewhere for my son's birthday and they were giving away cups for the birthday present that month. So yeah, okay. This Fox article gives a little bit of information apparently about who these people are. Let's see if it gives any further information other than what we've already learned to not be true from JLR. Okay. Key figures from Idaho student murder suspect Bryan Kohberger's Pennsylvania past have been summoned as witnesses in his upcoming trial, according to court documents. They include Jesse Harris, whose name is on the boxing gym where Kohberger used to train, Ann Parham, an advisor at the school Kohberger attended, and Marie Bolger. Her name was not Marie. Her name was Michelle. Holy crap, they got her name wrong. Let me go back and find it so I can make sure that I'm not wrong. But then again, it wasn't even. See, I'm confused about that one. Okay, is this Michelle person even actually being summoned? Let's be so serious, because what did we see here? We have Michelle in the text itself, but this is a summons for a Brandon Andreola. Did Michelle Bolger not, what did they call her? Not Marie Bolger, but did Michelle Bolger change sexes and become Brandon Andreola? Is that what happened? Or has no one else noticed this yet? Are we the first ones to notice this? Because it seems like everyone else is talking about Michelle and not paying attention to the fact that this dude's name is actually the one in the rest of the document. As it says right here, we'll serve a copy of this order upon Brandon Andreola. Brandon Andreola shall appear. Everything in this document is about Brandon. Everything in this document is about Brandon. Even up here in the summons witness for Brandon Andreola, it's all up here. So they don't even have that part right. Okay, I don't want to share the person's address. Let me see whose address is on this. Wild. Oh, no, it's a Brandon Andreola. So this Bolger person isn't even actually being like summoned. That was a mistake. Unless there's one that we haven't seen, because JLR has a picture of who this Michelle Bolger person should be. But there's not another one. Let's check the scheduling order thing right here one more time. Because June 30th is whenever there's going to be a hearing about all this stuff. So there's Ann's. There's Brandon's. See? Brandon. I can hear you, girl. Oh, look, all the Michelles in here are like, let's go. Oh my God. Yes. Perfect. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Yep. Let's go. This is ridiculous because even on this one, they have Michelle Bolger and Brandon Andreola. Is this a sex change person? I'm not even trying to be like a smartass at this point. I'm really curious because now this is two separate documents. They've left Michelle's name in the top context, but everything else is for Brandon. You know, we just gonna figure it out whenever it happens. But so far, I don't know if anyone else has noticed that that's for Brandon and not somebody with the last name Bolger or Bolger or whatever. But regardless, Fox News didn't get any of it right because they didn't say it was for Brandon and they called the person Marie. So all the way around, Fox News is just wrong. Anyway, whoever this Marie Bolger person is apparently a former professor who taught Kohberger at DeSales. But who's Brandon? What did Brandon do? What does Brandon have to do with Kohberger's past? Somebody needs to explain. Anyway, Kohberger wrote that he boxed daily at Harris's gym in 2015 on a job application that was previously obtained by Fox News Digital. I bet you it was the fish place that they obtained the resume or whatever for application for, because we heard about the fish job. In a 2023 interview, Bolger said Kohberger was one of her brightest students and one of the two she had recommended. Okay, that's why the name sounded familiar. Okay, she's the actual professor. This person right here is the actual professor person who recommended Bryan Kohberger for the TA job at WSU. I knew it sounded familiar. I just wasn't really quite sure, especially with all of the mix-up. So if she's the one that's actually being called to testify, that makes sense. That makes sense. But who the frick is Brandon? Who the frick is Brandon? They could at least get it a little bit right. You know, just a little. It really wouldn't hurt. Okay. However, she explained she never met him in person and only taught him over email and Zoom during the height of the pandemic. She helped him work on his graduate thesis, which centered on how and why criminals commit their crime. Okay. Is that it? Okay. 2 other witnesses are Ralph Vetio and Maggie Sanders. Their connections to the case were not immediately clear. Were not or are not, because you're saying were not like you know something, but you're not telling me anything. Documents made public in Pennsylvania. Okay. There's nothing in here. Okay, this is it. I'm done. There's no information in that. There's no information in that. And all JLR did was go in here and take like the Fox article and then share it incorrectly and lie about who was testifying where. You know, because that's what he's good at. But I guess that's honestly it. Well, hold on now. Brandon is a classmate, cloud-based data security guy from the same school year. Just wanted to help. Great. Okay, so classmate. They still need to fix the subpoenas because the subpoenas are all kinds of jacked up. Speak to the Brandon because Michelle don't understand. I know I don't understand what's happening. They got their stuff all kinds of screwed up. Thank you for the $3, Sadie. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, Brandon could. I don't think Brandon could be the attorney because Brandon, like when it's talking about like who's being summoned and how many days, it's saying that Brandon needs to be there for 2 days. And these attorneys that are like that they're talking about in this instance, they're only attorneys for this hearing that's coming up on the 30th. For the whole situation. Is there something else attached to this or is it just these 5? Yeah. I honestly haven't been looking over here for anything. I guess that was a mistake. I probably should be looking over there so that I can try to see what's exactly going on. You did what? You sent a $20 super sticker? It's not showing up over here. I'm looking at I can't even like share this screen right here. So I'm going to click them. This one's here. This one's here. This one's here. This one's here. This one. Sadie joining. Oh, I didn't see the $5. Thank you for the $5, Sadie. And then a $3 from Sadie. And then RV just gifted a membership. So I don't have it. I don't have it, Elf. You might need to check that. I don't know. Yeah, it's not on here. Unless it just it hasn't like popped up yet. Guess maybe it takes a minute. I would be careful. Be careful with that. So glad you're back. Love you, girly pop. Thank you, Gail. I just needed to take a break. And my dad like decided for the first time ever not to work this summer. So he decided to come up here so that we can just do stuff. And hang out and do things with like the aminals and the kids. And then we had, you know, my little nephew's first birthday party. And it was just, I just needed to relax. I needed to take some brain time and refresh and do a few things, which I'm glad I did, because now it's time to really get down to it because we've got this hearing coming up. We're trying to figure all this other stuff. There's all these other cases. There's a couple other cases I need to get some stuff updated on too. I'm just really disgusted that I was like gone. And the first story that like throws into my face is this stuff coming out of Washington with the 3 kids. It's really just gross. There's so much insanity in the world. Okay. I'm really glad that we found these documents. Thank you to those of you who told me where to go and look for these, because I don't look over here. I just literally never look over here whatsoever. Well, hello, Dale. Hello, Dale. Check the survey if it was Bryan and 2 other students, if I remember right. The survey was Bryan, 2 students, and then either a TA or a professor. But there was him, 2 students, and then somebody of authority for sure. DeSales, that's the one that they have in the self-authenticating DoorDash stuff that Tara wanted to look at. Let me go pop that up real quick. I need to get this out of the way. I have everything over here on this side for literally no reason at all. Okay. And I just lost my thought. I swear, I must have like gotten ADHD in my 30s because I used to be able to like really pay attention to stuff, and I was so OCD that like everything was color coded, and even my closets were like color coded, and like in the color coded, the shirts and stuff and the pants were like hung by sleeve length or pant length. Like I was hella OCD. The kids' rooms had to be perfect and everything else. Suddenly, I'm just like not really all that much of a stickler at all, and I lose my train of thought a lot. I don't know if it's because my brain's just going this much. Plus, I'm a little crazy, I guess. Not really, but you know, but for real. Let's look at the self-authenticating thing to see about the DoorDash stuff, because Tara said that she thought that it said something about there being 2 receipts for DoorDash, but we've only known of 1 order when it comes to the records. And the problem was that they had told us the entire time that it was for Lily, that it was for Xana. It was some sort of proof of life for Xana because she ordered food and she got the food and she was on TikTok. Well, then we have the TikTok that ended up being pushed up an hour. It went from 412 to 316, and that threw a bunch of stuff off. And then we have the DoorDash being Ethan's and not Xana's. And we're not getting any clarification or proof that anyone saw Xana, unless that's what the person who dropped the food off is going to end up saying. But we haven't seen or heard any of those things. Literally at all. So let's look right here. This is the only piece of paper that they really have in here. They have everything else. So this would have been like this person, this DoorDasher's orders from how I'm like looking at this. It would have been a list of anything that they delivered before and after the King Road drop off. So as you can see, it says delivery time, not the time that the order was placed. And maybe you really can't see because it's like really bad, but it says the delivery time 11:13, 3:59 a.m. And it's just the one line. The one line is the only thing that they gave us. That's it. And it says Jack in the Box. That's the only other clarification that we got. It honestly doesn't even say whose account. It just has a delivery ID, creator ID. It doesn't have the person's actual information. The reason why we know what we have here, or at least what they've told us that we have here, is because right here it shows DoorDash records for Xana and Ethan, but it's actually not. These documents are maintained by a business. The state would seek admission of the documents pursuant to IRE 8036. The state may rely on the attached records from DoorDash regarding a delivery to 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022 at 3:59 a.m. This particular evidence provides a timeline of events, and it says for Xana, but that doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense for them to say that it has any sort of timeline for Xana. And I'm going to validate the reason why is because is this over here? When it comes to DoorDash, it did not contain records for Xana. So I don't know how, and this has been making me mad from the very beginning. I don't know how they can say that it provides evidence of a timeline of events for Xana over here, and then over here, come over here and say it didn't contain any records for Xana. But when it comes to there being more than one receipt, there's only one in here. There's only one in here that they actually have like listed. Even after, I mean, like even before they went in and basically took out all kinds of stuff, there was only ever the one. But I think that's it, you guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and jump off of here. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the documents that we read. I'll cut out like the talking and stuff in between and just get the documents out themselves and clip that together and put that out probably in the morning by itself. I'm glad that we got to go over those and see those. But again, what we just saw here was a perfect example of the reason why you have to go and do your own due diligence. Because regardless of what we know out here, there are people that follow JLR and believe him the way that some of you guys believe me. They haven't seen any reason to feel the way that we feel. So whenever they see us saying these things, they don't know what we're talking about. They haven't gone and done their due diligence. They just believe him because he has all these followers and he talks a good game. There's going to be all of these people watching his videos now that are going to believe that all of these people are coming in to testify against Bryan Kohberger like they actually have something bad to say. When in reality, if you pull up the actual documents from the court, the affidavits for these people to come in and testify at trial were all written by the defense. I mean, it's all right there. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it at all. Thank you for the $9.99. Bulger was the professor that assigned the survey, and Brandon may have been another classmate on that assignment, just from what I'm seeing other people say in the chat. Okay, so Brandon, oh, that's what that was for? Okay, so maybe... Thank you for the $5. I sent you some things in your Twitter messenger. Okay, let me look. No, because I honestly stay off of Twitter as much as I can. Like, I got on today, and that was a mistake. Lots of people. Lots of people. Crazy stuff. But I try to send out my messages because people are cray-cray. Let me see. Finally have your email. Yes. Okay. I don't see anything, Sadie. I don't see anything. It's not showing me anything. That's odd. It's at Twitter, right? I'm in my request. It might be in a request, and do you have a different name on there, maybe? I'll have to look again. But if you have a different name, I'm not seeing it. Thank you for the $20, Alf. I appreciate it. Is that the one that you sent earlier? You didn't send it twice, did you? I hope that was the original one. I think, right? I think that's the right one. Sometimes it just takes a minute. Sometimes it just takes a minute. On Twitter? Are you in here under Machio? I get weird people, bro. They're sending me like account names and passwords with like a sum of money and being like, click this link and use this password. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. I have a lot of messages. Holy crap-a-moly. Man, I've got to go in here and like go through these. I really try to not look at these because there's some like straight up a-holes on Twitter and nasty people. Like I have both people that like wish harm on me and hope that my ex comes and finds me and my kids and finishes the job, and people that would like drink my bathwater. I get a weird mix. Weird mix of psychos on Twitter. It's wild. It's wild over there. I usually just share whenever I have a post and get the hell out of there. But I will take some time. I will take some time and I will sit down in there and I will go through all of my messages. I promise. I will go in there and get back to people that actually have something to say, because there's a bunch of people on there that just, my whole inbox is wild. The whole inbox is insane. I shared one the other day. It was some X-rated nasty stuff. People need to wash their mouths out so more often. It's bad. I usually go and post them. I'll repost them and show people because it's wild. Is your name different on there, Sadie? Because I did not see a Sadie, and I don't want to miss your message. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it melts a little bit sometimes. I feel like it melts a little bit. I'm looking in here. Like, I see Alice's, and I'm so glad that I see Alice's. But I don't see. I got one from Oak I need to read, one from Sarah I need to read, one from Jesse I need to look at, one from Heather. Oh! Grizzly wrote me back too. And yeah, like I have a few in here, but I don't know who's who and what's what. Are you sure you messaged me? I am not seeing anyone. Let me, is there a way to search my messages? Search messages. S8 DIE. Yeah, look. No results. It's not letting me. Here, I want to show you that I typed your name in. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it's not there. See? What the frick? Okay, yeah, CS8DIE. It's not telling me that I have any messages. Yeah, see, it's not. See, are you sure? Girl, you might be sending me messages and it's not me. Do I have an incrimination account out there? This is my spam folder. Like I looked in the other messages, like the other folder, the requests or whatever. It's not there. It's not there. It is not there. I don't know. I'll try. Girl, I'll try it. I don't know what in the world's going on. I have no idea. Let me give y'all my email. I'll get to these before I get to anything else, even though this takes me a minute too. Yeah, it's not in there. Okay, there's a new. Okay, I just got a message. Is this the one from Elser? I think Brandon may have been the guy on 48 Hours or 2020 or Dateline that was BK's assignment partner. That's very possible. I wonder. Let me see. Kohberger lab partner. I don't know. Brandon. There's no articles popping up with that first name when it comes to any affiliations anyway. At least not in this initial search. I'm going to end up going in and trying to figure out exactly what's going on and who these people really are. But again, the main important takeaway from this entire situation is that they're not testifying against Kohberger. They're being asked. Yeah, I don't know either. It's very strange. Because I was even looking for your face and it wasn't there. So it's very freaking odd. It really is really strange. I really figured it would be at least in the messages. Exactly. On his behalf. They're being summoned in from the defense. Eliza Massoth seems to have written like 4 of them. And Ann Taylor seems to have written at least one. Hey, Dago. We kind of figured out that document, but not really. Like all of the stuff is basically like your normal sealed document rules. And then the last one about chapter whatever 1911 or whatever is about grand jury. So grand jury stuff? Really? I guess grand jury stuff. Yeah, I don't know why JLR is saying they're speaking against him. That's not true. It's not true at all. Thank you for the $5, RV. Thanks for staying here. Thank you for popping up in here, even though I ain't been on live in 2 weeks or so. But I have an entire schedule of things planned out. So it should be very non-boring for the, foreseeable future here. I guess that's really it though, honestly. Yeah. That's really it. There's really nothing else to talk about. And we're waiting. We're waiting till the 18th to see what they're going to do when it comes to the delay. I don't know how much of a delay they really feel is going to end up happening here, though, because all of these subpoenas and stuff are being sent out, which could just be because, they're trying to keep to the schedule for now because the subpoenas probably need to be issued regardless. And if there's just like a month or two delay because they're trying to get the investigation for the leak a little bit more, on the road, neither here nor there. Subpoenas now and, a little bit of a delay ain't a big deal. So I wouldn't really necessarily take it as a sign that there won't be any sort of delay, because if he was really going to just be like, not happening, he probably would have done it already. Something is giving him pause enough to want to have a hearing about it. He's been just fine making, orders on things without a hearing before, right? Like he's just made an order and said, this is just not going to happen. And this is just how it is. There's like no reason, I guess, for him to just do that. So I'm wondering, we're not getting a response from the state either, saying that they don't want the delay. So I'm almost wondering if both the sides want the delay, because, they do agree on the weirdest things, I wonder if both sides want the delay and now they're both going to try to convince Hippler to give it to them. Because that could be. Ireland. Okay. I have Twitter closed off. I'll go back and check again. Yeah, that's the one I was just talking about. It looks like it's something about the grand jury, that something about the grand jury seems to have been unsealed and given to someone for something, but we also have like those subpoenas and stuff too. I did an update on Lily and Jack earlier, but it was really just some of the stuff that the biological dad's family and I guess like one of the cousins of the stepdad were trying to clarify. But as for Travis frickin' Decker, no, he's still on the run. Yeah. There's no updates. They just have every single time they post a picture of this dude, it does not look like him at all. He's like the biggest chameleon, the biggest freaking chameleon. Every time I see this dude's face, it does not look like I'm looking at the same person. Like I'll just share this, just to show you this, for instance. This is the guy that took the life of accused of taking the life of his 3 daughters and leaving them in a campground. Okay. This picture right here is from a ring cam that just came out today, basically. And it's just capturing what he most recently looked like. Okay. Then we have a buffer tattooed body down here, and he's all clean shaven and his hair is really, really short. It's like whenever he was in the military. Okay. This right here. Okay. They're trying to tell you this dude and this dude are the same person. I don't see. Oh, it's not even showing it. I'm so dumb. Add to stage. I have to show you this. It doesn't look like the same guy. It's absolutely wild. They're going to have a hell of a time trying to find this guy because he's literally the biggest freaking chameleon. Okay, let me see if I can get this to fix itself because it's not showing the way that it needs to show. Down here and then... Yeah, just take up the whole thing. I just need the photos. It's fine. Okay. Okay. This is ring cam. This was right before he actually took the girls and what happened ended up happening. Then this photo came out. Okay. This doesn't look anything like the guy that we're being told that we need to look for. Because this right here is the original picture that we got from him. Lily. And that doesn't even look like the same person. That doesn't even look like the same person. And then we have this face. What is this face? How are you supposed to make me believe this face right here is this face right here? They don't look like the same person. I'm not saying it's not the same person. I know it's the same person. But the way that this person can chameleon and change the way that he looks is really, really, really scary. Really, really scary. And people need to be on the lookout. As a matter of fact, while I have some of you guys in here, I don't need to show it, but there was an article. I'm going to read the counties off to you because there's some counties in Washington where they're like, y'all need to be on the freaking lookout. So a lot of people think that they might have cited him somewhere. And that's why they're telling these certain counties to be careful. Oh, now watch. I'm not going to be able to find it. There was like 5 specific counties in Washington where they were like, don't do crap. Don't even lock your doors, hide everything. Okay, here we go. Right here. Remote areas of 5 Washington counties told to lock their doors. Okay, authorities are asking owners of cabins and residents in remote areas of Chapin, Catatus, King, Snohomish, and Okanogan counties to secure their properties by locking all of their doors, including sheds and outbuildings, and leaving window blinds open and outside lights on. So I'm going to assume they've spotted him somewhere. Going to assume. Because it's just sad and disturbing, and it's just a lot. Super lot. Thank you for the 149, Sadie. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Jean. How you doing? No, I mean, I'm guessing maybe if they're giving people specific areas to be really super cautious in. Not that no. Yeah, me too. Me too. Ferrero Rocher. Those are my favorite candies. Yeah, that's very possible. He's in the woods and he unalived himself. But I'm really curious about the blood on the tailgate, the 2 bloody handprints on the tailgate. That's why some people are like, is it possible that somebody attacked them and did that to the girls and he was taken? And I'm like, he would have had to have been in some sort of situation. It would have had to have been some sort of revenge situation if that was the case, I feel like. So I don't know. But that's the whole thing about the unaliving situation. His father came out and said that this guy has gone out and done the whole minimalist survivalist thing since he was a child. Like going out and like hiding out in the woods was a hobby for him, that he's gone out with the literal bare minimum for 2.5 months before. And my dog is doing it again. I don't know if y'all can see the camera shaking, but she gets on the rug and she starts just moving around, and I feel like my camera just goes cray cray. See that part? So I'm thinking, did he snap? Do what he did? Because the zip ties, the plastic bags over the head, to me, instantly, I'm seeing war scenes. And he was in Afghanistan. So did he go into some sort of like background PTSD frenzy, do that to his daughters because in his mind they weren't his daughters, and then he snapped out of it, realized what he did, and tried to hurt himself, and that's why the handprints, it didn't shake? That's funny. Yeah, the truck was there, and according to the information that Plunder put out, she got 4 different documents from Washington. Like, she paid Washington for these documents. His truck had the wallet in the center console, and there were electronic devices at the scene. When it came to like trying to figure out what happened, though, they kept saying they were trying to figure out who all was at the scene. So I'm wondering if there is evidence that somebody else was actually present. But there was issues going on beforehand. because he had gotten into a hit and run on the 4th of May, got into another car accident on the 27th. Then he ended up getting a citation for driving with no insurance. He had apparently even been talking about giving up his dog because he couldn't financially take care of the dog. He lost his housing. He lost his overnight visitation in September. But according to the ex-wife, all of the communications had been fine up until that point. Very sad stuff. Thank you for the $9.99. I've got something to say. He was probably special ops and army with advanced training. They don't tell people to be wary of regular soldiers. Picked up kids at 5. Police were called by 10. Before that, I think, yeah, like 9:45. See, that right there. It was just supposed to be dinner probably. That's the part that I'm confused about. Because, yes, he wasn't supposed to have any overnights. No overnights. But the court documents that Plunder paid for, that has the report for the probable cause for his, like, him breaking the custodial agreement for bringing the kids back, said that he could have them from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I don't know if that's a typo or if everything else that we've heard is a typo, because originally the reports were saying 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. By 9:45, she's calling the cops. But the police report says he could have them from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So somebody needs to clarify something somewhere. The ex-wife said anytime the girls ever went camping, there was notice ahead of time to where they could pack a bag. But because there were no overnights, I've got something to say is right. That's basically what I thought, is that it was supposed to be dinner. But even if you're picking up your kids at 5 o'clock in the morning, which I'm sorry, what freaking course is going to make a child get up before 5 o'clock in the morning to pass off to any parent? That's insane to even have an AM that early in any sort of parenting plan. All right. That's just ignorant. Okay. So even if it was 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., where would he have taken him? Now they know that he frequents like certain hotels and stuff like that and certain campgrounds. But again, she said that she was always told ahead of time and the girls could pack a bag. The girls left with just the clothes on their backs. So whatever camping trip, it wasn't planned. He wasn't supposed to have them overnight. There was no camping trip. There was supposed to be no reason for the girls to pack a bag. That's another reason why she felt like something was wrong, because they weren't showing up. But then again, we also heard something about there was a 5K run or something, 5K marathon the very next morning. And that was another red flag, is that he didn't show up to that either. And I'm like, okay, but if he wasn't supposed to have any overnight, why would he have been bringing the girls to that in the first place? Because that's how they made it sound. So there's a lot of just still back and forth here. There's a lot that still needs to get figured out when it comes to the timeline for that situation. Not that I really feel like a lot of stuff would change anything, unfortunately. But there was just a lot. There was just a lot. Yeah, there was a lot going on. He was supposed to undergo personality disorder testing, like the personality disorder testing that we read about recently in the Kohberger case, about how the state wouldn't be allowed to do any sort of personality disorder testing if the defense didn't do personality disorder testing. Remember that? He was refusing to do that. He was refusing to do anger management. The wife said there was no DV. There was nothing wrong. Well, why did y'all get a divorce? I'd love to know the reason for the divorce, because they were married. They've been divorced for a few years, and she's claiming everything has been civil. So why the divorce? Why is there DV in front of the anger management classes that the police were putting in the report that he was supposed to take if there was no DV? Because I'm pretty sure there's a difference between DV anger management and regular old schmegular anger management, because it's two different types of psychological problems. I don't know. So much. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, cat lover. Yeah, I don't know why JLR is telling people that they're coming in to testify against him. That's not, the defense would not be calling in people to testify against their own client. That's literally, no, that's wild to me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm glad I didn't finish all this coffee, because it's definitely time for my melatonin, not my melatonin, I'm thinking purple, my lavender honey stress tea. I got a Yogi brand this time because I went to Ross. It was at Ross. It was like $3.99. It's honestly a little bit too menthol smelling for me. Don't really know why it has such like a vapor medicine-y type smell in this honey lavender stress reliever. I definitely prefer the sleepy time one so far. That's just my tea opinion that y'all didn't ask for, but I gave it to you anyway. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Like I said, I'm going to clip the documents that we went over for the people that are going to be subpoenaed to testify and post that by itself separately in a clip tomorrow, just so that is out by itself and the clarification can be out there. I'm sure Dago will go over them himself tomorrow too, and everyone else will eventually have all the documents. But the truth. This isn't the prosecution. These aren't people coming out to testify against Bryan. They're being asked to show up by Eliza Massoth and Ann Taylor, and the defense team are the people who are paying for their representation in Pennsylvania for the hearing regarding them showing up at the trial to begin with. So I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Thank you so much for showing up on Thursday. We are back in action. As you can tell, I posted a crap ton of videos today, and that's going to continue. We are back from my little break. Thank you so much for the super stickers, the super chats, for the gifted memberships, for those of you who became members yourselves. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for those who showed me where these documents were, because I was confuzzled. I didn't know where JLR was getting his information. And it turned out that it didn't matter, because we can go get the information from the exact same place, and somehow we come out with a completely different view on the way that everything actually is. But that's fine, because that's what we're here for. You guys go have a great night. Have a great relaxing Thursday. Again, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I'm going to put a reminder out for the Monday coming up again on Monday, June the 9th, because we did not do our members only Monday because it was Memorial Day and I was just off doing other things this past however many freaking long days I've been gone. We're going to go ahead and do the members only live this coming Monday. So members, keep an eye out for that one. I'm going to go ahead and play out my little media things. So let me go ahead and roll this real quick. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys, have a great night. See y'all.